It is well known that only the greatest of the finest are allowed to shine on the renowned Britain's Got Talent show. As it happens, Sydnie Christmas was spot on. Her incredible singing performance won over the judges and the audience. Her audacious song selection as well as her voice astounded everyone. Consider selecting even Simon Cowell is afraid of this song. After all, the risk was worthwhile. But carefully hidden there are disturbing truths about her past in the press she is receiving from the show that there is no word from Britain's Got Talent. Come along as we reveal the real story behind Sydnie Christmas's history. Let's learn more about Sydnie Christmas's early life and career before delving into the untold tales surrounding her life. London-born Sydnie Christmas, the Sydney Enigma, is 29 years old, yet she grew up in Kent, a city in the southeast of England. Several reports claim that Sydnie was a skilled rugby player as a young girl. However, she was also born with a gift for singing. She remembers performing her first song at the age of 4 years old. The first song I ever sang, actually, I haven't sung it in 25 years, she said. Posted on BGT. Additionally, Sydnie's grandma said that she had been singing since she was a little child, and that her family has always known that singing is her true vocation. She is passionate about becoming a Broadway star, but Sydnie chose not to pursue a career in professional singing. "I just want to be in the West End. Want to sing," she said during the performance. When Britain's Got Talent judge Amanda Holden when asked what she did for a living since 2007, Sydnie disclosed that she was a receptionist in a fitness center. Sydnie stated, "I'm currently working front of house at a gym," adding that this position was the complete opposite of what her skills indicated. The events that transpired have explanations. However, Sydnie recalls capturing the attention of the audience during her debut on the BGT stage. When the audience and she said, "Hello everyone, my name is Sydnie Christmas," her personality instantly won over the judges. Her sense of humor was particularly evident. When she made a joke about having Mary as her middle name, her complete name would have been Sydnie Merry Christmas. This she immediately won everyone over with her charm, humor, and extraordinary talent. Sydnie amazed everyone at the audition with her singing ambitions, even though she didn't want to be there. Her choice of song was even more unexpected. She disclosed that it was her very first song and the first time she had performed it in 25 years. "That's quite a while. Don't you agree?" she asked, injecting a little comedy into the exchange. Among the judges, Amanda Holden was taken aback and inquired about Sydnie's age, believing that she was significantly younger than when was the last time she sang the song. In response, Sydnie stated that she was 28 years old even though appearing somewhat younger. Annie's Tomorrow was the tune. The song, Tomorrow, is a part of the Charles Strauss composed the music and Martin Charnin wrote the lyrics for the 1977 musical Annie. Despite the song's global popularity, it is famously hard to cover, so many singers who are afraid to try it. Simon's response was more a result of the song's difficulty than its caliber. Sydnie was unfazed by Simon's hesitancy regarding her song selection. Charming the audience once more, she declared with confidence that she hoped to sing it better than before. With her humor. So, what untold tales surrounded Sydnie? To find out, keep watching. How Sydnie Christmas captivated the audience. As soon as she started singing, the audience was stunned and covered in goosebumps. She performed the song in the most unusual performance anyone had ever heard, using timing and diction correctly. This completely changed the song's meaning. Critics said that this was a genius. The 29-year-old will move. Her performance of Tomorrow was even compared to a gospel song by others, pointing out that it evokes strong feelings and emotions. The audience was silent during Sydnie's performance. quite a few audience members crying as a result of the feelings she expressed. Prior to her completion, Amanda Holden, who was especially delighted by Sydnie's rendition, and the other 4 judges gave her a standing ovation and tremendous applause for her performance. With a likable sense of humor and confidence in her performance skills, Sydnie took the stage. Well, but I wasn't sure how the crowd would respond. When her performance was over, her modest clothing and her initial bashful look stood in stark contrast to the entire room was illuminated by her talents. Critics said that at first, she appeared timid. When she introduced herself, she didn't wear the typical attire for a singer. But after she started singing, people soon forgot about these specifics. The applause and cheers spread quickly throughout the audience under the direction of her 2 grandmothers, solidifying her reputation as an exceptional performer. When her passionate performance was over, not only the crowd but even the judges couldn't contain their awe at how someone could create such a lovely sound for a song. One of the judges, Bruno Tonioli, a British-Italian television personality, expressed their admiration. In 2023, a dancer, choreographer, and personality joined the Britain's Got Talent judging panel. Began the kudos. Renowned for his colorful demeanor and incisive criticism on programs such as Bruno contributed a special vitality to Dancing with the Stars and Strictly Come Dancing. BGT. He described Sydnie's performance as simply art, and commended her for her capacity to interact with the viewers. How do you pique an audience's interest? Tease them, engage them, and convince them. It's just art, he remarked, striking them with these enormous notes. Another judge, Alicia Dixon, who had worked on Strictly Come Dancing with Bruno before joining BGT in 2012, merely elaborated on his remarks. Alicia is well known for her enthusiasm for art and her charming performances. Sydnie's performance that evening fulfilled all of her expectations. You have a lot of character and personality. You've got it all. Stop talking, girl, you're amazing. Let's get it, come on, Alicia said, eliciting the audience's passionate approval. Cheers. During her performance, Sydnie demonstrated her vocal skills and her capacity to engage with both affecting the audience and judges emotionally, making a deep impression on everyone in attendance. Amanda Holden, a Sydnie Christmas Golden Buzzer and a judge on Sydnie's performance on Britain's Got Talent, has been praised and admired ever since 2007. Having served as a judge for more than 17 years, Amanda has witnessed innumerable acts and can readily discern between performances that are merely mediocre and those that are actually remarkable. Later that evening, she categorized Sydnie's performance as merely breathtaking. Amanda started off by praising Sydnie's sense of humor, as well as presence. Oh, Sydnie, I believe the thing that most impressed me about you is how innately humorous you are. You were entertaining from the moment you stepped onto the platform, and your presence was warm and wonderful. Everyone, but then you sang that song for us in the most moving and exquisite way. And I've never heard a better version in my life, Amanda remarked. Her remarks struck a chord with the crowd, who erupted, reaffirming their preconceived notions. Sydnie's performance was fantastic. After observing the audience's response, Amanda took the only action she believed was appropriate at the moment. The golden buzzer was pressed by her. The golden buzzer is an important emblem for BGT supporters, launching the performer straight into live performances and denoting a noteworthy time in the competition. Sydnie felt more than she could handle. Lacking both strength and words, Sydnie collapsed to her knees, shedding happy tears. It was a touching moment, as she leaped all over the stage, scattering the confetti all over the place. The final golden buzzer moment was appropriate to her performance, which will never be forgotten. Simply put, Sydnie was astonished and pleased with her performance. Simon Cowell, the well-known judge, brought her back before she could exit the stage. Renowned for his tough, Simon is frequently the most feared critic on talent shows like American Idol and the X Factor UK. Panel judge. Simon, however, was in awe of Sydnie's performance that evening. Simon, who was impressed by the rising talent, acknowledged that he formerly detested the song, Tomorrow, but Sydnie made him adore it. That response we just heard in the room is uncommon, and everyone knows it's difficult to receive a break for something you truly enjoy. You truly deserve it. Your authority was fantastic, and although I formerly detested the song, I now adore it. Well done. Was outstanding, truly outstanding, Simon remarked. Amanda's golden buzzer was pressed. Sydnie guaranteed herself a place in the semifinals. She had a profound impact on judges and fans alike. Performance. Later, one commentator called it an audition and an incredible experience for Sydnie. Together with Simon's surprising compliment, the golden buzzer moment emphasized Sydnie's extraordinary talent and the performance's emotional impact. Tonight marked the start of what many predict would be an incredible career for her in the entertainment industry. When Sydnie and her family went backstage to celebrate her performance, Alicia Dixon said she was certain right away that Sydnie would be a favorite and adored by everyone. Generations. That is an indication that a competitor is destined for greatness, according to Alicia. Sydnie's Christmas moments after receiving the golden buzzer were marred by bad blood. The internet was inundated with compliments for her performance from the BGT judges. But not all of them were happy with the choice. The BGT performance, according to several observers, was a fix. In spite of her earned a place in the semi-finals, but unhappy ITV viewers started to wonder about her background. Exploring, they looked into her social media accounts and found that the Kent native had a great deal of experience in the sector. This information led to criticism. A viewer voiced dissatisfaction by saying, "I just looked her up and she's been acting since she was 9 years old, graduated from acting school, and appeared in Starlight Express." They went on to say, "Sydnie Christmas is I assume BGT was for amateurs, yet I saw a professional singer and actress already working in the West End. Not experts. She has stolen the golden buzzer from a more worthy person." So a lovely win that evening was transformed into a verbal battle aimed against her nascent celebrity. The internet buzzed with further responses. A third observer concurred, saying, I just want to be on the West End vocalist who has appeared in Starlight Express and Grease." This was the beginning of Sydnie's gloomy debate, which brought attention to the gap between those who admired Sydnie's skill and those who believed that unknown amateurs should be the only ones competing. Online, critics vented their annoyance, stating that they would respect Sydnie more if she were forthright about her encounter. A viewer on Britain's Got Talent made the following comment: "It seems as though Sydnie's goal of performing on stage has already come true." However, this criticism went beyond her performance and included her numerous professional